consent.
I have more questions. My time has expired. I thank you for answering my questions, Ms. Mazzari. Senator Blackburn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Staying on Instagram Kids for a moment, I know you were doing research into 8-year-olds and pulling together data on 8-year-olds, and I assume that was in relation to Instagram Kids. So are you still doing research on children under age 13?
Sorry, making sure the mic is on. Senator, I don't believe we ever did any research with 8-year-olds for Instagram Kids, and no, neither are we doing that today. We've entirely paused the project.
Okay. And then if you were to completely remove that project, who would make that decision?
Senator, it was my decision to pause Instagram Kids.
Okay, and so it would be your decision to just do away with it?
Senator, I'm responsible for Instagram,
Okay.
so yes, it would be my decision.
Okay, let's talk about Jane Doe versus Facebook.
Sorry, Senator, what?
Jane Doe versus
Sorry,
Facebook.
Apologies.
Okay, I assume you can't get into the details of that because the Supreme Court is still deciding whether or not to take that case. But the petition, which alleges that Facebook enabled the trafficking of a minor on its platform, really raises some very serious questions and concerns about what we're seeing and how people are using Instagram. So do you prohibit known sex offenders from creating Instagram accounts?
Senator, human trafficking and any exploitation of children is abhorrent, and we don't allow it on our platforms.
Okay, do you require minors to link their accounts to a parent or guardian's account?
Senator, no.
You don't?
If you're over the age of 13, you can sign up for an Instagram account, but we do believe that parental controls are incredibly important, which is why we're launching our first version in March of next year.
Okay. You know, yes, the controls are going to be vitally important, but an industry group is not going to give the controls that are needed, and probably not even an independent group. That is why we'll do something with federal statute. Also, I think it would be interesting to know how many people that are in human trafficking, sex trafficking, and drug trafficking that have been indicted or convicted that were using Instagram. Could you all provide that number for us?
Senator, I'd be happy to talk to the team and get back to you.
That would be excellent. My staff created an Instagram account for a 15-year-old girl, and it defaulted to public. I mentioned that earlier. Isn't the opposite supposed to happen, and have you considered turning off the public option altogether for minor accounts?
Senator, I appreciate the question. I learned of that just this morning. It turns out that though we default those under the age of 16 to private accounts for the vast majority of accounts which are created on Android and iOS, we have missed that on the web, and we will correct that quickly.
Okay, also, when they created this account, it defaulted to this statement: include your account when recommending similar accounts people might want to follow. Is this a feature that should remain on by default for minors?
Senator, we think it's important that no matter what your age, it's easy for you to find accounts that you're interested in.
Even if you're under 18?
Senator, I believe teenagers too have interests, and that should be easy for them to find those interests.
Teenagers have interest, yes. But what we're trying to address are the adverse and negative effects that are happening to children because they are on your platforms. Can adults not labeled as suspicious by you still find, follow, and message minors?
Senator, if your account is private, if someone follows you, you have to approve it. So adults can ask to follow you, but you have the decision or the ability to decide whether or not they're allowed to.
Okay, in your testimony, you said you removed more than 850,000 accounts because they did not meet your minimum age requirement. These accounts were disabled because the users did not provide identification showing that they were at least 13 years old. So why did you say you didn't want to know when Jojo Siwa said she had been on Instagram since she was 8 years old. Is that your general attitude toward kids who are on your platform?
Absolutely not, Senator. We invest a lot to try to identify those under the age of 13, and whenever we find them,
Okay,
we
but
remove.
at that moment, when you responded to her that you did not want to know, why didn't you use that as a teaching moment?
Senator, I would say it was a missed opportunity.
Indeed, it was a missed opportunity and it sends the wrong message. It looked as if you were encouraging kids that want to be online stars to get on earlier and to build their audience. This is a part of our frustration with you, with Instagram, and with these platforms. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Senator Blackburn. Senator Klobuchar.
Thank you. Mr. Massari,